Hi guys, it's Rodney here again and welcome back to my channel. Okay, so for this episode is a very interesting one. I have a friend that's very good in what we call tagging. Right, so what is tagging? So if you actually go to the show flat, you'll find that there's not only one agent that will be helping you, and there'll be one more agent from the show flat. And his name is none other than Charles.
Hello, hi guys, my name is Charles and I'm really honored to be invited here by Rodney today. So hopefully I can do some sharing of my experience to everyone over here.
Alright, so we are going to ask Charles a lot of questions specifically about tagging. So Charles is also a veteran in the industry, unlike me, I'm only here for 1.5 years. How have you been here?
Almost about 10 years.
10 years already, yeah. Okay. So Charles is almost a decade old in the real estate industry. So we're going to ask him a lot of questions, and if you are looking to become a tagger when you join real estate, you've got to check this video out, alright? Okay, so just a bit more narrative for why I actually did this video. It's that a lot of people ask me, when they go to the show flat, right, they have one guy that is going to be sitting there and helping them with the presentation. So that is called a tagger, right? So today, right, we are going to share with you what does a tagger do and more of like how you actually become a tagger. Alright, but before that, maybe we will let Charles introduce more about himself and also your journey to the real estate industry.
Okay, alright, so a little bit history about how I entered, or rather before what I was doing before I entered the real estate industry. I was formerly with the Air Force.
Okay.
So I signed on for 10 years of my life back then.
10 years, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's really at the crossroad of the junction. I was 30 years old back then. So it's either I make or break, or I stay there until perhaps until I retire. So I took the leap of faith, so I'm here, so have been 10 years has just gone by so fast.
Okay, but one question I need to ask you, right?
Yep.
So when you decided to leave the Air Force, what were your options back then and why did you choose real estate?
Two things happened back then. Because I was in the midst of buying my own house. So to me, it looks like being a real estate agent's job was really, really simple. So I followed my agent to do the whole process, house searching and such. So to me, it seems very easy. So I was thinking to myself, hey, why not I become an agent when I came out? So that's the first thing. Then the second thing to me was the best job to earn the most is actually a sales job. It's only a sales job which will allows us to earn the most at the least amount of time.
So what I'm hearing is that back 10 years ago,
Yes.
the main motivation predominantly was money actually. And also you are able to have more of your own time.
Yep.
Correct. But today, right, do you think that a lot has changed over the past 10 years with regards to the whole real estate industry, the whole landscape?
I would say last time we used to see each and every individual agent as a competitor.
Oh, competitor. Okay.
For example, if let's say I'm talking to you right now, you could go and door knock my owner's listing.
Okay.
So I see you as a competitor. But that was back then. But right now, I see every one of us as a co-broke partner, could be a business partner as well. So irregardless of either any other agencies, but to me, I think it's something which we can work together, definitely.
Okay, so the first question is, how does this tagging thing come about?
In a more structured way, in fact, in recent years, I would say maybe the past 3 to 4 years.
Okay.
Meaning, the tagger in that project has to be well versed in the project syllabus, I call it. So they must have a knowledge of, for example, how was it built, when was it built, finishing in the show flat, etc., etc. So this is now. Back then, there wasn't such term as a tagger. So it's like everyone or anyone could be a tagger itself. So they will just talk to a fellow co-broke agent to say, hey, just bring your buyer here, then we renegotiate our terms. How you want to split the commission. Yeah, so it's really like a cowboy's town. So that was maybe, I would say 6-7 years ago. So until right now, it's very well regulated.
We are actually from PropNext.
Yes.
Yeah, so ultimately how PropNext does it is that we have a team of taggers for every project. Right, so I believe that you have to go through tagger test.
Yes.
You have to know everything about the project. It's like going to a Harvey Norman store, right? So you work with Harvey Norman and the salesman has to be knowledgeable about the product. Yeah, it's very similar to working to courts, right? So different projects got different taggers. Then back then it was more like a cowboy. There was not much structure going on. So anybody can be a tagger.
Yes.
Okay. So this is a bit tough question to ask you, right? But when did this whole thing became more structured? You have an impression when?
I would say probably about 3 to 4 years ago. I think probably it's like when the CA starts to really step in and wants to increase the standards of the fellow agents. I would say show flag agents.
Okay.
Yeah, then I think that's where most of the companies started to have tests. So it's really when they sit for the test, then we can gauge that whether the agent has the standards or up to the mark for that show flag.
So your first project that you went for the test, can you remember what project was that?
In fact, it was in my previous agency,
Oh.
so it's kind of accidental.
Okay.
So they needed a project IC.
Okay.
So and it was an overseas project. Back then was the Malaysia JB project.
Okay, this is the one at the Causeway one.
Yes, correct.
I think I don't know the name, but I think I know what's that. I know which one.
Princess Cove.
Ah yes, Princess Cove. The one that is right when you jam at the Woodlands Causeway, you can
Yes,
see right. Okay,
yes,
okay, I
yes,
just
yes.
realized now. Okay, and you said you was like by accident, right?
Yeah.
So what do you mean by that? Like you just your boss asked you to do, or you stumble upon it, or
Okay, it's because back then we have a very strong interest in foreign marketing, foreign properties.
okay.
So I was there, I was looking around, I was thinking of doing something different. And back then, my boss' mindset was to also bring in an overseas project as well. So it's like we were actually chit-chatting, and then I was saying, hey, why not just give me this chance to do this project? Then he was thinking, hey, yes, so since he's fine for IC as well, so that's how it all started.
So your first project is a foreign project.
Yes.
But your first local project, is it in Bromnex or was it from another company as well?
My first project will be in Promnex already.
Promnex lah.
Local project.
Which
yes. Whistler Grand.
Oh, okay, yeah. So it's also my first project that I closed, and he happened to be the TAGGER. Yeah, so that's how we have a very good working relationship together lah. Alright, so the next question is that why did you choose to become a TAGGER? Right. Okay, I mean maybe let me share my experience first lah. Okay, so I will just put it very upfront, right? I mean to the audience as well. So personally, I find that tagging has a lot of challenges. Why? Because firstly, right, your time is managed by your internal co-group.
Yes.
Yeah. So basically, you are of service to other agents, right? So a lot of time, like people like me, like recruiter one, right? I will call him like, hey, last minute I need your help tagging. So I mean he has to come down to help me most likely, right? So because we already have the relationship, yeah. So I feel like being a tagger, right? You are always for lack of a better word, at the mercy of your internal co-group. Yeah, when they call you, you have to be there. So I'm really very curious, like what made you want to be a tagger?
Okay, I think first thing first is really the culture of Promnex.
Okay.
It's really to share.
Okay.
When you have the knowledge, you share. So it used to be knowledge is power, but I would say knowledge is no longer power until you share it. Yeah, so I find that if, let's say, I know so much of the project, why don't I just share with the fellow agents? And then since there's this TAGGER kind of a concept along with so-called money-making opportunities, so why not make full use and marry these two concepts or these two systems together? So that's how I find that if, let's say, I can share my experience and the knowledge about this project, and I can earn some pocket money, then why not?
Okay, so I think really your passion about sharing about that particular project that you're experiencing.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's really very helpful because I feel that for newer agents, right, if you join in the industry and tagging and projects is somewhere that you can meet a lot of friends. Right? Because in your agency, a lot of times you always see the same people every day and you don't really get to mingle with people outside. So I'm really very glad that I joined our first project at Midwood, right? Yeah, so that's how I met Charles. And from there, I really learned a lot of things about project, like even like HDB questions, like private residential questions, I can call him. Yeah, because he's really 10 years in the industry and naturally, whatever knowledge that he has, right, will be more than what I have when I just joined, right? So that's something that if you are looking to join the real estate industry, I hope that this video allows you to consider the opportunity of joining a project just join, so that you can meet people like him as well. I want to ask you is, so if let's say I don't have like a good tagger like you, maybe a smart par one, do you think the role of the tagger is very crucial? Let's say out of the 100%, how important is it to close that buyer?
I wouldn't want to raise the importance of a tagger role. I don't want to take any shine off the agent. But I think it's really 50-50 because a tagger can either make or break the deal. For example, if let's say the buyer is super ready, you just want to come to the show flag just to make sure a few measurements and that's it and that's all. But what if the tagger says something wrong? Yeah. So,
okay.
So it's like, even if let's say the buyer wants to buy it, it's like, wow, he's already quite boring or lost all interest of the project. Yeah, so I think it's equally important. Or it could be, for example, if let's say the buyer just come like half-hearted, 50-50. But if let's say the tagger can actually raise the profile and the importance of the project, then and that makes the buyer wants to buy. And I think that's why it's actually like, I would say 50-50 as of importance as well.
I actually agree with him lah, because ultimately a lot of buyers when they go to show flat, sometimes they are excited, sometimes they are scared, sometimes they are completely clueless, right? So as agents, right, we need to really bring in the experience for them. In what way that we bring them, we have to make sure that we are enthusiastic about what we are doing. And if we have a tagger that is like, oh, bootstrap, or like just, oh, this one is the distance is by 5 meters, I mean like that, or you can juggle, yeah. So it can turn off buyers quite easily, right? So it's important that you find a tagger that you can work with and you have the kind of rapport. It's like working with a friend. Okay, so the next question I'll ask you is maybe a bit of game one. Okay. So maybe you can share with me some like interesting experiences that you have met lah. Of course, we don't want to say who but we just for sharing purpose lah, right? Yeah.
Probably I would say from the buyer's experience lah. So normally Singaporeans is like a bit howlian, you know, but it's perfectly understandable.
Okay.
Yeah. So I encountered once was whatever I say, the buyer shows no interest at all.
Wow.
So he's like, oh, is it okay? Is it okay?
Okay.
And every pointers that I make, he would give me objection. I would say it really puts me off tremendously. Okay. So I was thinking like, oh, if he shows no interest in the project, he don't like anything, whatever I say, then why not just end everything and say, okay, thank you, have a nice day. Yeah, but I do not know. That day, I just tell myself that, hey, I just need to go through everything. I need to tell and sell him the important pointers of this project. Whether he buy or don't, I don't care. Okay. Because I would say I own a duty to him and my friend. So end of the day, surprisingly, we closed the deal.
Wow. Okay, this kind of buyers are what I call Mr. Know-it-all. Okay, why I call them Mr. Know-it-all, right? Because okay, a lot of times as agents, we always want to contribute value lah. Okay, so I think with value comes authority. As a buyer, when agents contribute value, naturally you want to know more ma. So for Mr. Know-it-all, right, it's a bit hard to work with sometimes because as much as we want to give additional information or value, right, it's always hard to get by the person. But it might also be a test of sincerity. I think most importantly for buyers, maybe they really want to buy, they just want to see like whether or not you are stuck up or whether or not you really have a heart for them, right? Yeah. So as a tagger, even for internal corporate agents, right, it's all about service lah. I think the very base level is that you must be 100% committed to the client, no matter the outcome, no matter he buy, don't buy through you. You have to have that kind of patience and kind of level of like expertise to be able to advise them. The next question I want to have for you, right, is what can you share with people that who really are passionate like yourself to share the knowledge, to really work with other agents and really want to be serving buyers with their heart? What can you share with them?
I would say first thing first is really a knowledge and then and be unselfish.
Okay.
That means when you are willing to share, people will come and look for you automatically. So I think that's the first thing. Of course, the second thing I would say is your personality, because every individual has their own kind of pattern, personality, or even influence. So if let's say you bring out what is your own, and if let's say those clients or even co-bro agents or even agents, they like what they see, I think this will be a magnet to attract everyone together.
So what I'm hearing from you is that if you are a new agent, all you have to do is just work hard lah.
Just show up.
Or just show up, okay. Just be authentic. Be authentic and be yourself lah. So ultimately, in Prop Next, we will always be willing to give you a chance lah, right? Yes. And no matter if you are experienced or new, and especially if you are new, there will be more experienced people that are willing to help you, right? So that's why you have the PIC. PIC means project in charge and also the LSC in charge. So I would actually feel that if you are really passionate about sharing about projects, right, then tagging is a route that you might want to consider if you join the real estate industry. Another question I have for you, right, the next one will be, you do a lot of tagging, right?
Yes, okay.
What's the portion of income that is from tagging and from not tagging?
Personally, I don't see tagging as a main source of income.
Okay.
Yeah. So back then, my mindset was, if available, I'll just do. Whatever my timing is available, I'll just do. So from this, as it comes along, then I would say it comes about maybe 20-30% of what I earn. Yeah, so but end of the day is really, now it's become like, okay, if let's say I have this available timing, if can, I'll just slot in. During weekends, if let's say there's no appointment, I think that's the worst feeling. So I'd rather have rather than don't have.
Okay. So basically, tagging makes up about 30 to...
About there. Yeah,
30%, yeah. So you also do like your resale, direct, yeah. Well, actually, this kind of thing that I feel it a bit hard because for me, if people manage my schedule, right, I'm somebody that is, I just be very frank, like, it's a bit tough because I am a tagger before, right? So I know that sometimes, especially friends,
Yes.
like you mentioned earlier, that want you to be there, it's very hard to say that, okay lah, maybe I just reschedule the viewing. Yeah, because ultimately, you have to strike a balance, especially you got your own family already.
Yep.
Yeah, it's even harder. Yeah, so I would say that tagging, personally, I feel one of the downsides is really being able to commit to your corporate agent. That's something that you must consider, right? So I think the next one will be, hey, last time, right, correct me if I'm wrong, you can see at the show flat, people walk in and buy. What is the possibility of that happening? Like walk in, buy direct?
Okay, my time 10 years ago my time. Internet wasn't such the mainstream back then.
Okay.
So people still prefer the old school of flipping the papers. So once they see the papers, again, they don't like to call. Like for example, let's say there's an agent marketing this new project, ABC. So instead of calling and make an appointment, so back then was the buyer rather goes to the show flat directly.
Okay.
Yeah, so they'll go in and we call this a walk-in. Right now, today is very different already. That means, I would say almost all of the buyers are very well informed. Before they go down to the show flat, they roughly know what they want. And then to them, it's like everybody is an agent friend. Yeah, so they will have called a few friends before going down to the show flat, or they will have searched the social media or even internet already. So they know what they want. So when they go down, it's roughly a matter of having the correct agent or the right agent with them and then choosing the correct unit.
I mean, there are still walk-ins, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so maybe you can say that those buyers most likely won't buy, correct?
I would say normally two things. Either the price or the trust. Because if let's say the price is okay with them, but the trust and connection with the agent is not, they will go back home. Then that's when they will call their agent friends or ask their friends for recommendation. Yeah, so I think end of the day is still a business, a man-to-man kind of a business. So the trust between the buyer or the consumer and the agent is very important.
Okay, so why I want to ask him this question, right? Because in real estate, a lot of my friends ask me, hey Ronnie, why don't you just wait at the show flat?
Okay.
Wait for people walk in then you just bring them to buy lor. Why must work so hard, we knock the door, we cold call. So I tell them like, it's not that simple, right? It's not like every day got 100 people walk into the show flat without agent one. Because most of them come with an agent right? With a buyer agent So so people out there right who are not in the industry, maybe you might not understand this part of it. Like I think in the older days, like there's a high probability that people read at the newspaper, they go down direct. But today is going to be a little bit different. So if they are going down, most likely there will be somebody that will be accompanying them.
Yes.
Right, so a direct buyer agent. So walk-in is far and in between. Yeah, so you are able to close a walk-in, right? It's something that is very good already. But there are people who do that, right?
You still have.
Yeah, still have, but far and in between. So as a viewer out there, I just want you all to understand like this is how it works in the whole project marketing. You don't just sit there, wait, don't prospect, then the person walk in, so it's no such thing already, okay? So now it's a new era. A lot of times you have to do your digital marketing, you can find the clients your own way and you bring them down to the show flat. I think more or less we have the question done up here. So I think Charles really has been supporting our team a lot for tagging. So a lot of time projects, you also doing a lot easily, right?
Yes.
Easily and also in Momentum Park, even entering in the north, like in the Sembawang Woodlands area, he will most likely be in that project. So there's a tagger that a lot of my teammates also close with you as well.
Yep.
It's something that if you want to be a tagger when you actually join the real estate industry, hope that this video will be able to share with you more insights and values. Alright, so that's all I have for today. So if you want to actually know more content, let me know. Let me know what you want to find out, even in the insurance industry also, because I do have a lot of friends there. And if you like what I shared, then maybe do consider subscribing and also remember to click the like button. Alright, I'll see you very, very soon. And in the next week, I'll be sharing with you an upcoming video as well. Alright, I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Like, share, and subscribe.
Alright.